I don't know where I am, I don't know where you take me, I don't know where you take me. I just follow your trail and I'm losing your mind and I'm losing your head.
Hello class 9 students. So how you all are doing? I hope you all are doing good. And today I am your online coach and partner Chaitali, and I'll be teaching you chapter 1 of geography. The title is India's size and location. So let's start, and I'll be first sharing my screen to you where I'll be teaching you through the books. So let's get ready with your books, and we'll be following the NCERT books, and let's get started. So here is the PDF format of NCERT book, children. This is chapter 1 geography, title India size and location. So basically in this chapter we are going to locate India in the world atlas, and we will also know its size. So talking about size first, so India's rank is 7th in the world among all the countries. Its size is ranking 7th. So the number 1 is Russia, followed by USA, then Brazil, then Canada, then China, then Australia, and 7th position is of India in terms of size. So when we talk about in kilometers, so it is 3.28 million square kilometer. Now why we say square kilometer? Yes, because generally children, area is two dimensional, and it has length as well as breadth. So when you multiply meter and meter both the side, it becomes square meter. Similarly, kilometer into kilometer is square kilometer. So we are measuring the area, so we tell it in terms of square kilometer, and it is 3.28 million square kilometer as the total size of India. Now we will talk about its location. So let's locate India in this world map. So can you see here this yellow country? This yellow country is nothing but India, and it lies in the continent Asia. It is in the southern east part of Asia, and it is also called the subcontinent. Do you know why India is called the subcontinent? The reason is, children, the India is considered to be having the most diversity, most variations in terms of physical features, in terms of everything, in terms of trade, commerce, language, cultures. So we say that India is a subcontinent, and of course it covers maximum portion of the Asian continent, and so we call it as the subcontinent. Okay. Now India is a subcontinent which lies in the southeast part of Asia. As you can see, this is southeast part, and in hemisphere if we talk, then it is lying in the northern hemisphere. Now how do we understand hemisphere? Now here this dot line, children, you can see this is 0° latitude. So this 0° latitude, which we call as equator, divides the earth into two equal hemispheres. The upper one is the northern hemisphere and the lower one is the southern hemisphere. So we can very well see here India is lying in the upper portion or upper hemisphere, so we call India is in the northern hemisphere, right? And one more very important thing about its location is this Indian Ocean. Okay, now this Indian Ocean, it has got its name Indian Ocean after the country India. So India is strategically important in the world. In the past also we know that India was very much the hotspot, or you can say most favorite destination for the people of the West to invade. And when they made a voyage through Indian Ocean, then they named this ocean after this country India. And when we have to locate India in the world map, so we will locate it that it is above the head of Indian Ocean. Okay. So that is about the location of India. Now we will talk about the stretch of India. So after knowing the size and location of India, now let us know about the stretch of India. So for this we will move to page number 3. So here you can see the map of India, and here we will be talking about the stretch of India. So first we will be talking about the latitude and the longitude. So what is latitude and what is longitude? First of all, see. So all the vertical lines that you can see, so like this I have drawn, this is the vertical line, they are called to be the longitude or the meridian, and the horizontal line that goes like this are called to be latitude, right? Now the one only important latitude that passes through India is Tropic of Cancer. We all know that 0 degree latitude, which we call as equator, that passes through Africa, and Tropic of Cancer, that is 23.5 degree north latitude, passes through our country India. And we will also learn that there are 8 states in India which faces the Tropic of Cancer latitude passing through them. Okay, now let us talk about the latitudinal and longitudinal extent of India. So here you will see, children, that the maximum latitudinal extent is from 68 degree 7 minutes in the west to 97 degree 25 minutes in the east. Okay, so this is the maximum extension in latitude, and now we will also know the longitudinal extent, which lies from 8 degree 4 minutes east to 37 degrees 6 minutes east. So this is the latitudinal and longitudinal extent of India. So if you are asked about the maximum extent in latitude and longitude of India, so your answer here is, children, 97 degree 25 minutes in the east and 37 degree 6 minutes in the north. Now we will talk about the kilometer stretch as well. Now as you can see here, the maximum stretch is of India in north and south compared to the east and west. You see, the north-south extent is from this place, which is Jammu and Kashmir, to this place, which is Kanyakumari in the south. So from Jammu and Kashmir in the north to Kanyakumari in the south, which is about 3,214 kilometers, the stretch of India lies. Whereas in the east-west we will find here it is Porbandar in Gujarat, that is the utmost stretch in the west, which is extended to 97 degree 25 minutes east in Silchar in Assam. So the east-west is from Porbandar in Gujarat to Silchar, and north-south is Jammu and Kashmir to Kanyakumari. Now this east-west extent is about 2,933 kilometers. So as you can see, 3,214 kilometers is more than 2,933 kilometers, which signifies that India's north-south extent is more compared to the east-west extent. So that was about the extent of India. Now again, a very important thing to know here is about standard meridian. So now let us locate the standard meridian of India. So here you can see, children, this dotted line, this is the standard meridian of India, which is 82.5 degree east longitude. When we call meridian, meridian is longitude. So this is 82.5 degree east meridian or longitude, called as the standard meridian of India. And this standard meridian of India passes through a place called Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh. And you can see why we have chosen this as the standard meridian and why not the other longitude. Because children, you will find that this longitude is centrally located in India, and it is geographically dividing India into equal parts, and so we have chosen this meridian as the standard meridian. And we observe the local time of this standard meridian as the Indian Standard Time, which is followed throughout the country. Now, for those who don't know what is Indian Standard Time, we have to understand, children, that in India also there are many longitude, and when we travel from one longitude to another longitude, the time taken is 4 minutes. Okay, so at every 4 minutes interval, the time will keep on changing. So then it will become very difficult for the commuters to know what is the time at different places and different locations in India. So, in order to give it a uniform structure, we have chosen one particular meridian as the standard meridian, which I have showed you just now. This is 82.5 degree east standard meridian. This we have chosen as the standard meridian, which gives us the standard time that is to be uniformly followed throughout the country. So, suppose if you are in Ranchi right now and if you want to travel to Delhi, and when you are landing in Delhi, then also the time in Delhi will be same that of Ranchi. Okay, this is only possible because we have chosen the standard meridian 82.5 degree east to give us the standard uniform time throughout the country. Now, here two very important things are to be known, that is why there is a time difference, why do we take there is a time differences in India. So here is the answer, children. You know, Arunachal Pradesh, you can see Arunachal Pradesh is on a higher side, right? You can see here Arunachal Pradesh is on a higher side. It is going on a higher side compared to Gujarat, okay? So, you see that Arunachal Pradesh is a hilly area. So, here sun rises more early, 2 hours early than place in Gujarat. So, there is a more or less 2 hours time difference between Arunachal Pradesh and Gujarat, and that gives the time differences in India. Okay, and how we how we have found that this is 2 hours. Okay, how we have calculated it to 2 hours. So here is the calculation, children. You can see here Arunachal Pradesh maximum extent is 97 degree 25, and here in Porbandar, Gujarat, you can see it is 68 degree, right? 68 degree 7 minutes. Yes, 68 degree 7 minutes. So when you subtract this 68 degree 7 minutes with 97 degree 25 minutes, then you get 30 degree approx. Okay, so 97 degree 25 minutes minus 68 degree 7 minutes is about 30 degree, and we know that longitudinal difference is 4 minutes, right? So when we multiply 4 minutes with 30 degree, then we arrive at 30 into 4, 120 minutes, right? So 120 minutes means 2 hours. So we know that there is actual of 2 hours time difference between Gujarat and Arunachal Pradesh. And so we have chosen this 82.5 degree east as a standard meridian to give us the uniform time throughout the country. Now, one of you might be thinking that why 82.5 degree east? Why not 80 degree? Why not 76 degree? Why not 92 degree? So, answer here for these children is that generally the geologists have calculated that if we take the multiple of 7.5 degree, then we arrive at central location, right? So, 82.5 degree is the multiple of 7.5. It falls in the table of 7.5. That is the reason why we have chosen 82.5 degree to be our centrally located meridian. And whatever time, whatever local time we observe in this meridian is known to us as IST, that is Indian Standard Time. Now, what is local time? I have used this word frequently, local time. So, for those who don't know local time, so children, local time is the time of when the sun is at our overhead. Okay, so when the sun is overhead, that is 12 at noon. Okay, so that time is considered to be the local time of the standard meridian, which gives us the standard time. Okay, Now we arrive at the last topic of our chapter, that is India's location, India's strategic locations, India's contact with the world. Now here we will be discussing about the very rich past of India. So we know that India has a very rich past. We had lot of Vedas, we have Mahabharatas, Ramayana, these epics, these Upanishads, Vedas, and we are literally also very rich, and we were known to the world because we have the rich literary sources. We were known to the world, and the people from the West invaded India to know about our culture. Talking about the physical features, then we have the long stretch of Himalayan mountain. We are blessed with the long stretch of Himalayan mountain, which is called to be the Youngfold mountain, and which is guarding us, safeguarding us from the Central Asia. Now what is Central Asia, children? Central Asia are the places like Kazakhstan, China, Uzbekistan, Tibet, they are Afghanistan, Turkmenistan, they are the Central Asia. Now these Central Asian countries, the Mongols from Central Asia, the Chengiz family, they always try to invade India, and who have protected us? So this is our Himalaya. Himalaya has protected us, and this has safeguarded India from the invasions of the Central Asian countries. Okay. Now let us discuss some of the small facts about India. Is what is the capital of India? So capital of India is Delhi, which is called to be NCT, that is National Capital Territory. Talking about the states and union territories, earlier we had 29 states, now we have 28 states and 9 union territories, because Jammu and Kashmir has been removed from the states and now it has been converted into union territory, and along with Jammu and Kashmir, one more territory, that is Ladakh, is also been added. So now it makes up a total of 9 union territories and 28 states. Talking about the smallest state of India, that is Goa. You can see, just it looks like a small spot. Let me show you. Here it is a small spot, which is Goa. So very small state, and the big one that here you can see, this is the biggest state in terms of size, which we call as Rajasthan. And the state which is big in terms of population, or the most popular state of India, that is Uttar Pradesh. Okay. Now here can be a question like that, why Uttar Pradesh is the most populous country, children? So the reason is, children, Uttar Pradesh is lying in the northern plains of India, and northern plains are supposed to be most fertile and most conducive for agriculture, and India has agriculture as the primary occupation and source of living for maximum population, and so Uttar Pradesh supposedly become the most populous country of India. Now here are some exercise questions that we will also solve quickly. First, the question is talking about Tropic of Cancer, and here we have to state which state it does not pass through. The options given are Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Odisha and Tripura. So the answer will be, children, Odisha. Okay, Odisha is the answer. It is not passing through Odisha, though it is passing through Jharkhand. And do you know this fact that it passes through your own city Ranchi, and in Ranchi there is a place called Kake. So in Kake in Ranchi the Tropic of Cancer is passing through. I'll also tell you the other states of India where from the Tropic of Cancer passes, that is Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Tripura and Mizoram. So here Odisha is the option, because Odisha is a place where Tropic of Cancer does not pass through, right? The next question on your screen is the easternmost longitude of India. So we have known that the maximum easternmost stretch, that is 97 degree 25 minutes east. Third question on your screen, on my screen, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal and Sikkim have common frontiers with, so here is the answer, China. Then fourth one is if you intend to visit Kavarati. Kavarati is the capital of Lakshadweep. So you are in which union territory? It is Lakshadweep. So both our islands, children, Lakshadweep and Andaman and Nicobar, both are our union territories. Okay. Next question on my screen. My friend hails from a country which does not share its land boundary with India. So which country is that? Tajikistan. Tajikistan is not our immediate neighbor because it does not share our land boundary. Whereas Bhutan, Bangladesh and Nepal, all these three countries shares our land boundary. So they are our immediate neighbors. Okay. So that's all for today, children. Hope you all have benefited by this class, and I'll be grateful if you like it. Then do subscribe my channel for the further updates. Thank you.
I don't know where I am, I don't know where you take me, I don't know where you take me. I just follow your train.